It's a big week for some reputation grinds and other things, and a bunch of Mythic Plus numbers have come in, and obvious meta has revealed itself. We're going to talk a little bit about that stuff. Let's get into it. The Darkmoon Faire returns. It has returned, in fact, on April 6th, and is now ready to give you some extra reps. So get in there, get your extra rep. Also for professions, if you're looking to hit some new points with that, get your skill break point for your Kaz Elgar professions, or maybe just earn some extra knowledge points. Darkmoon Faire profession quests can give you an extra 2 extra points for Season 2, I should say. So, yeah, profession Andes, go do your thing. I'm not one of them. I won't be doing it. But what I will be doing is going and just riding the little roller coaster and getting your 10% experience buff, right? Get that and get towards your cartel reputations, all the rep grinds that we have for this little patch here. So this is an easier way to get it. Do it this week. Children's Celebration Week for 11.1.5. We know for a while that this is going to be part of the patch. It's been talked about, and evidently we're getting some new transmogs. Yeah, so check these out. Some new Children's Week transmogs will be available in 11.1.5. This was recently data mined. A cute little sword and shield for the Horde and Alliance, little painted on there. That's nice. You can go get that and help out the orphans in your local city during that patch, so that'll be fun. Underpin. Yes, I saw over the weekend some people claiming that they have killed Underpin. Those are just claims. I have not discerned whether those are factual statements or not from people like Cadence. But yes, Underpin is starting to bite the dust. And with that happening, obviously you get some loot, right? Well, maybe not. Maybe not. That's right. The boss has been dropping his loot under the ground. That's right. We can see here some people's loot from Underpin. I guess Underpin's a sourpuss. He decides to throw your loot under the map, and you can no longer get it. Unfortunately, people have been reaching out to Blizzard about this, and there hasn't really been a fix yet for some of them, so these people have just lost their loot. Blizzard's an indie dev company, so we gotta expect these kinds of things from them. But it looks like the stuff goes under the ground, gets stuck below the map. Some of the stuff you would be missing out on would be your Wave Scrambler was consumed, 2,000 Resonance Crystals lost, the Delver's Bounty map was lost. Oh, so this happened to him in the middle of a map. That's right. And not in the Underpin fight specifically. So that's interesting. The Underpin after the first Delves checkpoint and the weekly Delver's Bounty. So by the way, when you use a Delver's Bounty, just FYI, yes, you can use the Wave Scrambler too and get yourself Underpin guaranteed to drop. No help from the Postmaster either. This won't show up in your mailbox, so be very careful with that. I don't know how you avoid this situation. I did talk about not doing the Underpin fights in the underwater delve, so just be careful with that because that loot has been known to just loot in random-ass places. If this does happen, just put in a ticket. Maybe Blizzard will fix it in the near future and give you your loot, but for now, that is a bit buggy. Moving on to the Mythic Plus numbers. This is the thing that we wanted to talk about today. First off, there are some nerfs to recent dungeons. Blizzard continues to nerf these dungeons into the ground, which means a really nice and easy casual season for us doing Mythic Plus, right? It's been nice doing Mythic Plus for me. I did run a Mythic Plus over the weekend, and I didn't complete it because one of the healer, he decided to leave because he thought the 2 DPS that were on the last boss fight, mind you. We were on the final boss fight, and he goes, I don't need this shit. We wiped one time. We wiped one time on the final boss. We still had 6 minutes and 58 seconds to go, and he left because, and I quote, these fucking DPS don't know how to do the mechanics for this fight, and I'm not wasting my time. That was what he said. So, classic toxic WoW behavior. It's great. It's wonderful. It's why I love doing Mythic Plus. Anyways, Cinderbrew Meadery. Flavor Scientist failed batch, now reduced to 60 yards, was 100 yards, so that's pretty nice. Brewmaster Happy Hour no longer knocks back players. That'll make that mechanic much easier to deal with. Operation Mechagong fixed an issue where players may become stuck. Okay, so an unstuck issue there. Fixed an issue where the rim visuals for Platinum Pummel and Faux Flipper can occasionally change your size. By the way, that Mythic Plus I was talking about was a +6, so whatever. Priory of the Sacred Flame. Light Spawn Purification now prefers unique targets and Baron whatever. And then we got some PvP changes here. I'm not going to get into that. Okay, here it is, guys. The check on the meta, right? So these stats, if you haven't seen this before, this basically shows you what classes and specs are being run throughout this season. So we can zoom in here a little bit here and pull this up to a larger scale. This is going to give you a breakdown of how these keys are going and how it's looking across the board for people. I'll move my little camera over here. So, right now, typically, obviously, at a lower key, you're just going to see a variety of classes picked out. But as you move down the links here, and it's very obvious what the number one tank is here, we got Vengeance Demon Hunter out the ass. But you basically start to see the meta take shape, right? You start to see which classes are preferred at higher keys, because at higher keys, people are just going to try to play the best specs possible to complete the keys. And it's very obvious at plus 18, a solid meta has formed here. We got Vengeance Demon Hunter, Discipline Priest, Balanced Druid, Unholy DK, and Frost Mage. This is making up the entirety of a Mythic plus 18 run. Yeah, no Blood DKs detect. We will talk about actually the best healers and tier ranking the healers and the tanking specs here in a second. But for now, I just wanted to kind of look at the meta and see how that's all going. So yes, the meta pretty obvious here when you're looking at the high end. For Mage, by the way, Frost and Fire kind of make up a mix here. It looks like we see, what is this? Frost Mage is 11.4% of the mages, and then Fire Mage is 8.6% of the mages. So a little bit of a balance there. For Death Knights, you got Unholy, as I said, balance, and then Discipline, Vengeance. So there you go. That's your meta. Yeah, great for anyone who wants to play meta. Again, meta doesn't matter at the lower keys, guys, so don't fucking fret over it. Look how many Paladins are playing here, and we all know Paladins are ridiculously shitty. No, they're all right, but it's player skill matters at the end of the day. Looking at the numbers for the dungeons themselves and who's running what, who's failing what. Cinderbrew Meadery, the most run dungeon here in week 4. People are enjoying it post-nerfs, and we just read even some more nerfs, so this should get even easier. Priory of the Sacred Flame, second most run. We got Floodgate, Rookery, Dark Flame Cleft, ML, Workshop, and then Top. So Top is the least run right now, but when you look at these numbers, there really isn't that much deviation between them. If you look at previous seasons, like last season, Miss the Tyrannocyte basically looked like a giant cock, just shooting out of the chart here. It was way bigger than the rest of them. And, you know, that was not good, right? You don't want to see that kind of stuff in the season. So right now, this season's pretty balanced out, and Blizzard continues to tweak the numbers to keep it balanced out. So that's pretty good. Failure rates, not too bad. I mean, we see most people are succeeding when they run these keys, so that's good to see. Overall, looking at the keys that are being run the most in terms of level, plus 10. Plus 10, obviously the rewards incentivize you to try to push that plus 10. That is by far and away the most run key in the game right now. Beyond that, you're really pushing your IO. That's why you'd be running anything higher than that. Fail rate, also the highest out of plus 10, but expected because that is the most run key right now. It's good to see a lot of people trying it, looks like. At a plus 2, that's what that indicates. There's a lot of people trying Mythic Plus, maybe, for the first time. Now, this is week 4 again, so you've seen a shift away from the lower level keys because right now people are running Mythic Plus have kind of advanced past that. So we see a lot of 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, this is where the loot starts to pick up, so that's why you'll see that. But I think these numbers look pretty healthy so far for this season. Now, looking at tanks and healers, as Cadence mentioned in the chat there, where the hell is Blood DK, my favorite and my only class I play? Well, as of right now, Blood DK kind of ranks at an A tier, looks like, based on these lists here. So looking at the list, we see Vengeance Demon Hunter, obviously the S tier. We just saw them. They are the meta tank right now. Prot Paladin, an A+. Then we got Blood DK at an A. Then we see Prot Warrior, Guardian, and Brewmaster kind of all bunched in there at the bottom as B tier tanks. I don't think any of these tanks are necessarily bad. Obviously, me being a Blood DK, I'd like to pat my chest and say, hey, run with a Blood DK, you'll be fine. And again, if you're not doing a plus 18, this doesn't matter that much. Just run with any fucking tank and you'll be fine. But otherwise, this is your tier list if you really care for it. And then healing. We saw Discipline Priest. Yes, Discipline Priest was the S tier healer. They are the meta healer right now. But behind them, we see Restoration Druid at an A+, Mistweaver Monk, Holy Paladin, and Restoration Shaman, all mixed in there at A, and then Holy Priest and Preservation Evoker down at B tier. Holy Priest is kind of a meme right now. Everyone says Holy Priest can't heal. Well, there they are. Again, none of these healers I think are bad enough that you just don't invite them because they play that class. At a plus 18, sure, maybe you're worried about it. But right now, all you fucking regular Andys out there running your plus 10s and 7s, just invite the damn healer. Don't worry so much about the damn meta. It doesn't matter as much. Let's go Druid, boys. Yeah, I just healed my 9 prior on Kasumi as a Holy. There you go. Validation in the chat. There are Holy Priests out there running these things at a plus 8, so you'll be fine. Overall, those are the numbers. That's the Mythic Plus right now. I think Mythic Plus is in a good state right now, at least compared to Season 1. And that is all in terms of news.